3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome back to Show Me Trucks. Have not been filming lately, so let me show you where I'm at with the 67 four-wheel drive short bed, and then the Suburban back here, 51. So, what I've been working on, all the boring stuff that no one cares about. Or I guess you guys probably do care about it, but I don't care to show you. Cleaning and painting an engine. It's a 350, you know, I don't know. Nothing nuts, but just cleaning takes forever. I kind of been doing it in pieces. I didn't want to bolt everything together and just spray paint blast the whole thing at once. I want it to be nice, so if you pull it off, you're not destroying all the paint. We got some hardware, some new spark plugs. This engine was nice and clean inside. Everything moves fine, so I haven't seen anything that's like alarming at all. The only thing I have really replaced is this, expansion plug. Was pretty rusted in the bottom, and I wanted to take care of it now. So it wasn't that bad. I didn't even have to drill it out. I kind of like stabbed into it and then ripped it out. So things are slowly going together. Obviously, I'm going to paint the valve cover, so I'm going to do some gold on it, because I'm also going to do some grade 8 hardware. That's kind of a theme throughout the truck, because I really kind of like the black and gold look. So I'll just do gold lettering on the valve covers, and then the rest is going to be black, and then just a little bit of hardware. The cab is still upside down. I'm just so far behind, and just life, so the bottom side's all painted, which is nice. Once I do my rockers and spot weld all that, then I'll paint the behind the rockers. But one big thing that has been sucking on this intake was it has this little spacer. This runs down to your water pump, extra flow or something. Probably just extra pressure, I guess. But the stud or the bolt that ran all the way down was stuck down in there, and it was horrible to get out. Finally, after like 5 times of trying to weld it and break it loose, I got it loose today. I had to heat it up. But water pump's painted, ready. Picked up some hardware. I still need to clean up the exhaust manifolds, paint those. But trying to get it all ready. The thing that really does kind of suck is I need to have my flywheel machined and get a new clutch kit, which mainly the flywheel is the thing that's holding me up. I need to take it to somewhere that will cut the flywheel because I need the tranny and engine in before I can put the cab back on. I still need to clean up the transmission. That's probably maybe tomorrow, depending on time. But one thing that's been awesome is if you've been watching, I always have this shelf, and it had a bunch of old parts, brand new parts, but I had bought it from a guy really cheap, and I'd saved some stuff. So it was cool because I had a fuel pump in there already. I have a bunch of distributor parts already, which is cool. That way I don't have to clean up as much. I do need a new distributor cap. For one, I don't want to clean that one, and it's got a little crack in it. All that new stuff's kind of been saving me a lot of money and time. I had a new thermostat. I had some gaskets already, so it's been saving some time, which is what I need right now. I still need to pull the oil pan off, clean it, check out the oil filter, see how disgusting it is, and then torque down a couple things on the frame. That way I can get this engine back on here. It's just been slow. Suburban, no real work on it, to tell you the truth. I had told you I was going to do the C4 suspension, which is still the plan, but I don't think I'm going to do the rear independent suspension from the C4. I think I'm going to use a straight axle in the back now. I've been doing a lot of research and just thinking about how long it'll be down to get all that in, plus width. Instead of using like a newer Corvette wheels, which I don't want to do, I want to use stockish looking wheels, maybe a little wider, I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to keep the frame, even though I was going to just build the frame with the C4 suspension. I think I'm going to keep the frame and just put C4 suspension in the front and mount it to the original frame. Obviously, I have to shorten this whenever I cut the Suburban down to more of a Blazer size. And then I'll do a 4-link, and I can modify some of this so that the width is right. And then what I'm going to do in the front, I haven't totally picked out the rack and pinion yet, but I'm gonna get a manual steering rack and pinion for it. That way it's narrower, and I can I'll narrow that C4 suspension in the front. I obviously don't want to narrow a power steering rack and pinion, but if I can get a manual that's the right pivot points, because that's my big worry. I wouldn't want to. It gets into all sorts of bump steer issues. I don't want to explain it, but the manual rack, it's nice. Then I don't have to run power steering on the 292. And that way I can run a narrower rear. That way I can run some fatter tires in the back, which will be fun. You know, I don't want the Blazer Suburban to be, you know, it's not a race truck or anything like that. But I do kind of want to keep the nostalgia look. The more I kept thinking about running some C4 looking wheels, it's one of my pet peeves at car shows. I get it. You know, like they let more airflow in for your brakes. You can run bigger brakes. I totally get it. I understand all that. Your big tires, you know, have more flex, and that's why you see everyone running little thin tires on big rims. On the 292, the updates are, I actually sold the intake manifold and carb and exhaust manifold, because the whole time I've been debating, like, trying to do it cheap, but just like I was telling you on the Suburban, I just want to do it the way I want to do it. Like, if it takes 5 years, cool. I want to build a custom 3 single barrel carb intake, and then I want to build a custom dual stainless headers for it. I think it'll look awesome. I finally got the 6-bolt Bible book. I think Tom Langland. I think 12-bolt. I think some of those guys had a bunch of input in it. But I just got it yesterday, so I've been reading on it a little bit. But I'm not building a race car, but I do want it to look nice. I want aluminum finned, and I think the 292 would be cool, especially if you can build all that. And I know I can buy a triple, you know, Offenhauser or something intake, but I don't want that. I want to build something that's, you know, a hot rod. You know, I think the more I work on these, the more I'm realizing that, like, having one done or just putting a stock-ish truck together, kind of like I'm doing on this, is not really that exciting to me anymore. I think I want this one to be custom, but not over the top. So I've been selling some stuff off here. I've been trying to sell the air conditioning setup, and obviously I sold the intake stuff, even though I sold it for barely enough to get some of the flanges for the intake. You know, like, all that stuff costs a lot of money, so it'll be a fun project later on. But lately I've been working on the 67, still trying to sell a couple more things. Obviously no one wants this SM465 two-wheel drive. Well, I forgot to tell you guys, I sold all my extra wheels that have been just sitting on my trailer. You know, just plain, blah, 16-inch rims. And the lady said she had some artillery wheels, and obviously I perked up, because no one ever sells these. They're a little crusty, but usable. 15-inch, which is the desirable wider ones. You know, 5.5-inch wide. So I will use them if no one buys them, but I put them on eBay just to see if I can get a quick flip, because, like I keep saying, I need money right now way more than I need parts. So, well, on the 67, showing you how crazy I'm getting. Probably shouldn't. But this distributor was disgusting when I pulled it apart. And then there's a little pole assembly that goes in here. It did not want to come out. The shaft didn't want to come out. Everything was disgusting in here. But luckily I had one. I do need a cap, vacuum advance, and the rotor, but whatever. I have a bunch of parts, but not those. I just want to clean the springs and the weights, because they were not rotating on here. A new coil set up, and then cap. So slowly getting it back together. Luckily I have this hole in the table from rebuilding the tranny, which is kind of handy to work on it. I'm waiting on 2 parts. So I need this little vacuum advance. I have one, but of course it's not the right size. This one looks like it got hit by a truck. And this little, I think it's a capacitor, maybe a condenser. I'm pretty sure they're close to the same. I think one distributes heat, one is backup electricity. But that goes right in here, and then your advance goes here. I kind of cleaned up everything in here. Here's some of the parts I did have. I had this cap, you know, this just goes over the top of here. I had a new coil. I had a new module. I had new poles already. The wiring all looks fine. I just kind of cleaned up the terminals as much as I could. And cleaned up the shaft. So basically, I really had a lot of trouble getting the shaft out. Whenever you pull these apart, there is a pin in there. You just knock that pin out and slide this off, and then the shaft comes out. But, you know, it's a tight tolerance. There's some bushings in there. You always want to check to see how much tolerance you have in there. But it didn't want to come out. But once I got it cleaned, I kind of ran some WD-40 in there and just kind of worked it back and forth, and it finally came out. And then cleaned the shaft after, and now everything's fine. But putting this coil in is not a big deal, but obviously this cap is noticeably better. The pin was actually missing in mine, like it fell out the bottom, which you can tell why. It was all blown out. But there's a little pin that looks like this that comes in the kit. It comes with your cap, really, but it is spring loaded and pushes down, and then the bottom of it touches your coil. My rotor, again, just rough, but at least there. But like I said, that pin just fell out. So got a new rotor. So rotor and cap was 27 bucks together. So not too bad. Hopefully these two aren't bad. Maybe another 15. You know, so maybe 50 bucks altogether. You know, a little bit of work for sure. He was like, why don't you just buy the whole distributor? And I get it. I just already had these parts and I already started, but a distributor, I think there was like 2 something. And, you know, it's new and everything's good. It's bright red, which would look kind of ridiculous. And I like to rebuild things, and I would really wanted it black no matter what. So now just waiting on those parts. Hopefully those are in tomorrow. It's the weekend, so I can't work on it anyway, but just obviously just try to make sure you don't pinch any wires whenever you reinstall everything. But now distributor's rebuilt, you know, another thing off the list, which is nice. Now hopefully for the rest of the day I'm going to pull this transmission apart, clean the housing, clean the tranny. Everything was working, so I'm mainly just cleaning it, and I want to reseal it. I have a gasket kit for the tranny. I would really like the transmission rebuilt and mounted up with my new clutch. I don't know if I showed you, but I had the flywheel machined, and I have a new clutch and pressure plate set up down there. So I really need that cleaned up, mounted. Then I can mount that in here. Then I can rebuild the transfer case, which was also working. But I'm going to get a new seal kit for it. I'm waiting on that. But I can put that on afterward. It's not so heavy that I can't get it in. But then I can get all this out of my way because someone's coming to pick up this tranny tomorrow. So hopefully I might just have to lift that into their truck now that I think about it, because I can't really, unless I drag it through here. We'll see. But, you know, luckily all this stuff was working. It was mainly the engine I was worried about, but the engine is amazing. It is so clean. So I had painted the oil pan, so I need to clean up the mating surface a little bit more, double check everything. I have a 1-piece rubber gasket instead of the 4-piece setup, so I spent a little bit more money for that. Hopefully the Velcro gasket seals up good, but baby steps on the 67 4-wheel drive. But I can't wait to get that engine in. I already think it looks amazing right now, but I really love the black on it with the gold, and then I'm gonna do the gold lettering on the valve cover soon.